Hello, hello! Hey, we're starting things. Hi, we're starting things a little bit late today, but we're going at it. Woo, we're starting like an hour and a half later than usual, but it's probably fine. I'll try to go a little bit longer than normal just to make up for it. But yeah. Also, hold on a second. I feel like really quiet. Why am I so quiet? Property. Okay, maybe that's a little bit better. And maybe like just like a little bit louder. Yeah, okay, I think we'll work with this for now. If it's still really quiet, you know, comment about it. I will, in the next stream, I'll turn it up higher. I'm also gonna check out the... Oh, the background's weird here. But yeah, I'm also gonna check out the VOD afterwards, just to hear it with my own ear. Okay. So as you can see, I did not get to working on more of this. Whoops, but you know, that's just how it is sometimes. I ended up working on other projects, and it's been great though. Like, I feel like I've been so creative lately. This has probably been like the most creative I've been in quite a while. And so much is being done. Truly. So much is being done. And I'm excited. I'm feeling good about all of this. Deer is here. I think I'm gonna start with drawing out the stairs first. So the deer in this frame is pulling out the stairs. A new layer called stairs. What's nice about these stairs is that it's made for accessibility. So you've probably noticed that there are a lot of different species. Okay, copy. Sit on this layer so we have a little bit of reference. I'm like copying and pasting. Copying and pasting the perspective guidelines. Yeah, there's a lot of different species in this world. I think you've probably already seen, like, say, what have you seen? You've seen the moth species, you've seen, perhaps even, like, I think the moth species is maybe the smallest one you guys have seen so far, but they're tiny, right? So it's like, if they don't feel like flying, or like, let's say there's a situation where they are unable to fly, then how do they get onto these surfaces to eat with their friends, right? So they have a lot of nice accessibility things for this. Like stairs, and like stairs of different sizes. So you'll see right here, there's 2 levels of stairs. Try to map this out. I'm just gonna freehand this. This is probably not gonna be super accurate. You know what? So this is like the large level. This is for like medium-sized being, right? Size. So such as this little deer lemur, and then on the side over here, way on the edge, there's like a much narrower and smaller set of stairs for smaller creatures to use. Now let me try to the stairs here are like way smaller. And so if you are a small creature, you will pull out the stairs only a little bit. So if you pull out the stairs just a little bit, you will have great stairs. You'll have great stairs for your size, which is also appropriate because I think if you're a very small creature, you don't want to have to pull the stairs out all the way. So you only have to pull it out a little bit to gain access to your own staircase. Hello, Gadal! Wait, midnight eggs and land stream? Oh. Wait, is it midnight for you? Hello, Cathal. So happy to see ya. Hello, hello. I'm just explaining how this little stairs. So I've created a series of accessible stairs. Make sure. But yeah, it's basically stairs for different species. It's almost midnight. Oh wow. Oh my goodness. Well, nice to I'm happy that I can be a nice little before bed stream. Hello. A lot of them. It turns out maybe I haven't. So this is the stairs that I have. I'm gonna find all the references. So this is like, this is an example from like a top-down view. This one goes to the sink, right? Hello, Peaser. Hello. I'm working on stairs right now. Stairs. They're made to be accessible. You only have to pull them out a little bit if you're a tiny creature, and then if you are a medium-sized creature, you pull them out all the way. There's something like this. There's like a little button if you're like a small creature. So you hit this little corner button. Let me zoom where you hit this little button, and then this thing slides out a little bit. And then that's your little staircase to get up to the very top. And then this little divot here, this diagonal divot, this is if you are like a bigger creature and you like want to pull it out all the way so you gain access to the slightly... Sounds good, P0. Wishing you well of studying Japanese. Let's get the stairs going. This gets pretty close to the top, I think. Like this. How do I'm like thinking right now of how to shorthand this, because I don't want to draw the entire stairway, right? Because that would also be like, I think, a little bit too much noise to look at. But I need to think about like, how am I going to draw this so that it reads quickly and easily. But I think I'm going to only draw maybe the edges of the stairs a little bit, just like a little indication of it. It doesn't have to be super accurate. I think this is just like, I'm depicting more of like the symbol of the stairs rather than just depicting what the stairs actually do look like. I'm like, whew, okay, now I can see. Ooh-wee. Okay, let me move it like... I'm realizing... wait, but the stairs are like of different heights. So you have, this is the normal stairs for the little guys to go up, and then the bigger stairs actually go up higher. Wait, I didn't have to draw all this. Are the stairs? I'm gonna go ahead and say the stairs end like here. And then the stairs here go all, like, not the stairs, sorry, the hand guard question mark goes all the way up like a little bit higher. And then it goes like this. Wow. Interesting. Hi, Rotary! It's a staircase! So this little staircase is meant for like accessibility. So there's like it's like a very tiny staircase next to like a medium-sized staircase, and the tiny staircase are for like species that are like really small. Thank you, Rotary, thank you. But it'll be something like this, and then something like this, I think. How the staircase would. So if you're like a tiny creature, you press a button on the side of this table, and only this much of the staircase comes out, which is just the exact amount for the smaller staircase, and you can like run up the staircase. But then if you want the bigger staircase, you can just grab a little divot and pull it out all the way, and then you can use the medium-sized staircase. Thank you, Peaser, thank you. Oh shoot, I think like the end. No. The little stairway for moths and other small individuals. That. I think the only part that I'm a little bit sad of in terms of how I chose to show these shots is that, oh, you can't really see the stairs over here. You kind of see something, so you can kind of guess that there's like a tinier set of stairs, but it's not like super obvious. But it's fine. First step is up here, that looks good. Second step, or say hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are having a great day. It is all good. And these look like reasonable heights. I mean, you know what? I'm realizing we might have to see if it's reasonable in a moment by actually drawing the character onto here to see if it makes sense. Wait, I've made this way too long. Ah! Okay, hold on. I fixed it. Table goes to here. Oh no, perspective is telling me it has to end here, but if it does, it doesn't make any sense. I've made perspective. Oh, okay, hold on. Fucked up the perspective really badly. Maybe I didn't make the table deep enough. Maybe that's my fault. Maybe the table should just be deep. You're gearing up your light team for Guild Wars? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, Rotary! Whoopee! Yeah, so, I'm excited for Guild Wars. I hope you're also so excited. Yeah, Guild Wars is gonna be good. It's gonna be... We're gonna have a great time. We're all gonna suffer, but we're gonna suffer together, and that's gonna build... That's gonna build strength? Question mark. See it being or like it'll be your first time. Let's go. I'm rooting for you. I'm cheering for you. I like how this looks here. I don't want to make it more narrow. You know what? But let's try it out. Let's try making it more narrow. Let's just see what happens. I don't wanna, but I will. I'll do it. Ooh, it's a bit more of a narrow climb. If I was a little moth, would I be okay with this climb? I would, but I'd be like, it's a little steep, but it's probably fine. I've climbed up steeper, is probably what I would think. If I had a tray of food in my hands, would I be fine with this? I mean, I do have multiple legs. I have 4 more legs behind my front paws, so I think I'd be fine. I'm like, if I was a moth, would I be okay with these stairs? Yeah, okay, I think we're probably good. It's probably okay. Was a little moth guy. What would I think? Never heard of Granblue? It's a game. It is a it's a fairly old gacha game, but it still has a strong community. It's still going strong. Okay, this is too long. I'm gonna shorten it. And then I back to this guy. Yeah, you know, when I was designing these stairs before, I was actually planning on making it something you just pull straight out like this way, and it would look like a stepping stool. Then I did more research on how stairs actually look like these days, and I've realized that like people have started really making stairs that kind of just like are they started making stairs that you pull out this way, and normally they're actually flip stairs, so like they're like against the wall and then you pull it and then it flops downward. Like they would be against the wall flat and then you like pull them out this way. And that would have been really cool, but also like as I worked more on it, I was like, okay, I need like 2 stairs, one that's like tiny and one that's like for medium-sized creatures. So I couldn't make it a flip stairs, but at that point I had already created like stairs that could be pulled out. So yeah, there was an interesting evolution process when it came to conceptualizing these stairs. I think a very fun part of designing all of this is like designing for accessibility. Just really kind of like figuring out what the different species of my world would need. Figuring out what they would. Oh, this is what I still borked. Okay, let me really think about it. fuck? My brain is telling me it has to end here. It doesn't make sense. How would that this happen? Oh, wait, it's doable. Okay, hold on. Doable. I'm gonna make this my perspective. So something I've learned to do is that when I am drawing and I'm working with perspective, is that I have kind of learned to trust my instincts, and the only reason is I've realized lately that I've done so much perspective work that I can start to rely on my instincts for what looks right. So in this moment, I'm like, that doesn't look right, dude. So I'm just gonna lean into that and see where it takes me. Mine should be. I'm gonna go and say this feels. It feels like this should be how it is. Unfortunately, that does mean that the baby staircase is covered up, but you know, that's how it is. Maybe I could like do a diagram of how this looks like normally, and then I can like share it as like concept art at some point. That is something that I think about, is that there's a lot of things that I've made concepts for that I can't really like put into the story, either because it doesn't really fit what's going on right now, or because like the shots kind of obscure it a little bit. I would definitely love to give it a go. Of sharing my concept art. Wherever the long. Blink redeemed, don't forget to blink. You ever feel like, for me at this moment, I'm kind of thinking to myself, is it too dark in my room? Because I'm looking at this light and I'm like, it's kind of very bright for me. And I don't think, maybe that's not normal. Maybe I shouldn't be feeling this bright. I'm like, it was really bright. Alright, well, why is this background so like I'm like, ah, it's so bright. Oh. Sorry, it's supposed to be this way. 1, 2, wait. Let's make sure the distance between these stairs are like somewhat the same. Okay, they are. Oh, the instincts is coming in clutch. It used to not be this way for me. I think I used to like have to correct my perspective so much. But yes, over time, I am beginning to know, I'm beginning to understand. I feel like I'm getting flashbanged by storm. Turn the light on. I do have the light on, but it's maybe it's a little bit too weak. Maybe my room needs to be brighter. Isn't that like a little bit of a paradox too? I know like a lot of people are like, oh, like it's I look at my computer too much, so my eyes are sensitive, and so I make my room super dark so that my eyes are not like stressed as much. But in reality, supposedly, I think don't doctors say that you're actually supposed to make your room brighter if you have those kinds of like, if it's starting to get too like, starting to feel too bright for you. Oh, you know what? I think it doesn't make sense for this to be a whole surface. I think, you know how sometimes when you pull out like things in the kitchen, they're suspended on these bars? I think they should be suspended on bars. That would make it like easier to pull out. I think there would be like less friction as well. So it'll be like easier to like maneuver. It'll be less. I guess it's like the point of friction will be like inside the table, so there's like less dust as well. So there's also like, what am I even saying? There would be less friction, I think. Question mark, as my brain is telling me. So I'm going to go ahead and suspend this chair thing. This chair thing? I say suspend these stairs. Your ambient lighting should match your monitor's brightness. That's probably it. I think my ambient lighting is not matching. Like my monitor is brighter, the light in the room, so it feels like ah, it's so bright. I'm gonna make the slidey bit. And there's gonna be another one over here. Thanks for this reminder to turn your lamp on. Having lights on is expensive. Ooh! Not wrong, Cathal. It does add to the bill a little bit. But I guess it's if like you can afford to have the lights on, it could be good for you. I'll like blow my nose. I feel like allergy season has really... I don't think my allergies are as bad as they were, but I definitely find myself sniffing a little bit. Okay, I'll look into LED light. So much. Two bars here. I'm gonna go ahead and say that these chairs probably all have bars going in as well. I'm gonna actually... There's a bar here, there's a bar here. Okay. I'm gonna say this initial one goes way lower because it's... Bar slide. Yeah. Oh, fucking go, bro. Yes. Ink. Wow, the stairs are made! Dippy! Feels good, feels good. I'm gonna go ahead and just create a matte layer so I don't have to think about it anymore. Yay! Wow, look at this, some stairs. Okay, yes. I'm like so high off of the success of the stairs because I was like, this was a really big like, let's say like a challenge, but definitely like I was not looking forward to this. I was like, oh. So this is great. Fuck, the stairs have always been here. Put them on every layer. Well, I mean every... You know what? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if the hands are not wrapped right. I do care. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and okay, so I know the head is supposed to be here, but I want to draw a head that's like the same size as two images. So I'm actually gonna draw the head here so I can better reference what's. I went from I don't care to I care. So true. Sometimes it's just caring and not caring are two sides of the same coin. This is not true. Yeah, I really went from I don't care to I care. So true. You got this, Peaser! You got this! I believe in you. Keep it up. Keep it up. Don't give up. You got this. I think, you know, languages are so hard, and I think truly the only difference between people who actually learn languages and people who don't learn languages is just how long they stick with it. Yeah. I think there's definitely been a lot of times where I've given up on languages. And in those cases, I think when I look back on it, I think like, oh, if I had just kind of like kept it up for even just 2 more years, I would be actually, I think, fairly proficient. Or like proficient enough for things to not be like a struggle. But it's really easy to just, oh, this is so hard. And like, so stick with it. You got this. Do not give up. It's not about how fast you learn, but it's about how long you stick with it. Oh, what if I just... what if they just had this expression? That's kind of cute. Wait, the snout's a little bit. Yeah, that looks... and then the eyes... Eyes look fine. I think this should be... It's probably... Do your Lang repetitions and they'll work out in the end. So true, Rotary! So true! Oh heck yeah, Cathal. That's awesome! Wait, your memory is quite good then. That's incredibly... That's incredible. Nice, nice. Very nice to hear. Somehow I've made this too small. What the hell? Okay, hold on. I need to make sure also that the eyes are consistent. I realized for this frame, like, it's not upturned enough. I'll fix that. Oh my god. I have... Where in my eye? There was a moment where I was like, why does this character look different in this frame? I'm like, oh, the eyes. Not upturned. Okay, there we go. This one too? The eyes are not. You too! What have I done to you, sweet child? Oh wow, Peaser, that's cool. Very nice! Congratulations. Do you feel like you learned it passively through like using the internet? I mean, I think that's really amazing though. Like you are keeping up with like all the things I'm saying, even though like not your. That's really good. I think that just goes to show that you have a lot of promise. You got it. You got this. So like the angles are going like this. I need to fix that antler. It'd be like heck yeah, Peaser. Heck yeah. I agree 100%. You already learned one. You got it. You got this. I believe in you. Ah, this is good. Cool. Oh, yay! Then we put the head here where it should be. And let me see. So I think the pose that we want to get. Actually, maybe it shouldn't even be this far. Supposedly, hand should go like this. Hang on to this. Needs to be a bit of strain in the arm. Granted, this character is wearing long sleeve, so it's probably not that. Yes. Person's pulling. I'm pulling. I'm like making the movement. I think this shoulder would be further back. Something like that. And the body would be leaning towards this point. So I'm like I'm like pushing the body more like this way. I'm also gonna say that this foot is gonna stay in this spot. And it's gonna be this foot that moves. Maybe then I think like, so the problem I'm facing now is that I don't think the problem I'm facing now is this character is like too low to the ground. Move you up a bit. Do this way up. Bottom of the torso was here. It's probably gonna be. And this would be what I would assume. How old is this character? An adult. Thinking is for lamers? Oh, true. I will say I can already perceive that like trying to depict age for this particular species could be difficult. They're like not humanoid. I think all the non-humanoid species will be a little bit harder to depict age. Because it doesn't make sense to give them wrinkles. They have fur. Smart is relaxed. Hey, hey, hey! Everyone, what are you all saying? Oi, oi, oi! You can't all just gang up on me and be like, yeah, stop thinking. What the? Yeah, I can already perceive that like, oh yeah, like figuring out how to depict age is hard. Oh, we could grade the fur! You're right. So it's like, it'll be like a color palette thing. It's great. I need to figure out how to show age for like the moth character. Do you feel like the moth's antenna would get like a little more like threadbare, a little more bare as they get older? That could maybe be for pulling. Get a little bit of whoa, okay, so my bad. Okay, bottom of this character's shirt is never mind. And this should be lower as well. Bald. Moths start balding when they get older? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's so cute. It's like a little bald spot. Wait, but they look like this right now? They look like this right now? Wait, let me show you Moth Guy. You guys seen Moth Guy? a good shot of Moth Guy is ceremony. Long shot. Here's Moth Guy. Are you telling me? Okay, so if they get bald, it would be like, I'm gonna make it blue. The eyes would be the same because the eyes would not change, right? The eye size is the same. But then all of this roundness is from fur. So would they just you would see the real size of their cranium, which is much smaller, and you would see their mouth turn into these oh my gosh. Oh my word! It's kind of still cute, not gonna lie. You see the mandible, clearly. And they're just so bald! You're bald on their body too! They're bald! Oh my word! I'm shriveling them like a balloon! You know what? I can imagine, like, maybe as you get older. I mean, they can shapeshift, right? So that's the thing. Every single species in this world can shapeshift because shapeshifting magic is made readily accessible. Especially as you get like further into the timeline, it becomes even more like easily accessible. So I'm just imagining though, I guess like maybe this won't be too much of a problem. Like you'll wake up in the morning and then you'll be like this, and then you can just shapeshift when you head out the door. And then you can once again look like this. But in the morning, that's how you look. You shrivel. You shrivel. Oh, but yeah, the shape-shifting part of this world building is something I'm like very excited to explore. Ah, man, there's so much about this web series that I'm so excited to explore. I know, like, there's sometimes part of me is like, I wish I could draw faster so I could get to those points faster, but then I understand. Then I understand that the joy of working on this web series is actually just taking your time with it. Because it's like, can you imagine going to school in a world where people can shapeshift? So like, well, you might be wondering like, oh, how do you know someone's not impersonating you? So there are a lot of buildings do have like magical recognition in that they take a screenshot, not screenshot, they will like record your magical signature down. You can be whatever you want, basically. You can be whatever you want. So I know this seems shocking. You're like, what? That's like, there would be so many problems that would arise from this. I would say yes and no. For one, if you still commit a crime, it's still a crime, right? People can still find you because you leave your magical signature behind. You could become a bush. Wait, there's a species that's just a bush. Wait, is there an example of this? There's a species that's just a bush, and then their innate magical ability, like a lot of how the magic works in this world is that different species have their own magical ability that's like innate to them, right? So the bush's innate ability is that they're fully sentient despite having no organs. So it's like the magic is granting sentient, granting them like physical abilities. They run around and let me try to find one. Is there a bush in the background? No, there's no bushes. This is such a disappointment. I didn't draw any bushes in this huge crowd of people. But anyways, yeah, there are bush people. And it's great. They communicate by like shaking their leaves a certain way. The school anti-bullying policy specifically around shapeshift. Ooh, is it kind of like you can't shapeshift into anything that's mocking? That could totally be a thing. Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, you can't use magic to like try and mock in a very like subtle roundabout way. That's a no-no. Yeah. Yeah. Lots of fun things here. Lots of fun in this world. So you might be wondering, if every single species has their own like native ability, how does magic work in this world, and like how do people shapeshift even if they're not the species that can shapeshift? So in this world, basically traditionally how people use magic that's not their own is through pact forging. So they create contracts with other species, other members of other species, and it is a magic system that is based off of relationships. So the more you get along with like the person that you have your pact with, the more of their magic they can use, and vice versa. But it's not like they're stealing your magic. When you make a pact with someone, you create like a third magical well that you guys can both connect to, and that's usually what you're drawing your magic from. I mean, in emergency situations, if you need more, you can try to get more from your pact partner, but of course, it's up to them whether they share that. But yeah, so it's basically this whole entire world functions on a magical system that is entirely based off of relationships and how well you manage them. And eventually, right, there's like one species whose ability is that they can like copy other species' abilities, but it takes like a lot of time. And how I imagine how how I imagine how they copy other people's species is almost like figure drawing. So they have to stay there and they have to layer the magic slowly over like a series of days. So of course, in that relationship, in order to have them copy your magic, it has to kind of be a consensual thing. Otherwise, it's too difficult for you to copy their magic. So you give your consent for your magic to be copied. Maybe in return, the person copying your magic will offer you a trade of like some item that you want, like some other artifact from another species you want, right? And then that's kind of like how trade started becoming like a really big thing in this world. And moving along further into the future, this is actually this point right here when you see this person pull something out of this pouch. We're starting to get to the point in technology where they're like figuring out how to mass produce artifacts. So like artifacts are like where the one species that copies other people's abilities, they copy the ability onto like an object, an artifact. They're figuring out how to like mass produce this stuff, so it's becoming even more accessible to gain access to magic that you don't have to be in a pact for. So stuff like this pouch where you can just pull things out of, this is like a little bit like there's always been stuff like this, but this used to be like really expensive. Like this used to be like, oh, like you have to buy like a fancy pouch that has like a larger dimension inside of it. Like someone has to not only agree to let their ability be copied into this pouch, but like someone has to construct all of that. There's a lot of crafting that goes in. But now it's like, oh, it's becoming easier. A little bit more mass. Molecules must go crazy? I guess so. I think like relationships in this world is just like very different than how it is in our world. So I'll let you in on this too. Like, so earlier when you're witnessing the main character hatching out of their egg, they're at the hospital, right? They're at the hospital. I'm gonna get rid of onion skin. They're at the hospital, they're waiting for the main character to hatch out of the egg. There are people that are waiting there with them. There's like friends that are waiting there with them. These aren't friends, these are actually their pack mates, but it's not like they're not pack mates in the sense of like, oh, like necessarily like romantic necessarily, but they're like people that are like really important to the parents of the main character, and that they've basically essentially created magical business contracts. So some people in this world, like, they get into packs because they're like, oh, we're like best friends forever, and I can see us always being in each other's lives, and we could benefit from using each other's magical abilities. And then there's also some people who get into packs for like purely business reasons. But because they need to use more of each other's powers, they have to progress the relationship more. Like, not necessarily into romance, but into just like, you know, caring about each other more, understanding each other more deep. And yeah, so relationships are like really interesting. It's like I'm still kind of exploring that a little bit more in the world building of things, but I imagine that for most of the society, they kind of see it as like, oh yeah, like you have friends, you have lovers, but also it's like you have non-pack relationships, and then you also have your pack relationships. So it's like, I guess like in some cases, pack relationships are probably oh, like when you say like, oh, I am in the pack with this person, I think immediately people are like, oh, okay, you guys are like really each other. So hello, Bucky. Hi. Hey, I was just explaining the magic system of this world. It was a lot of explaining though, so if you wish to hear it, you may have to check out VOD later. I'm like, oh, I can't explain that again. That was my monthly explanation. I feel like once every couple months I re-explain my pack system and magic system of the world, and I'm like, that was the one for this month. I feel like the feet are fine. Have I written an official legal pack relationship contract? I haven't written one like yet, but it's definitely something that exists. Absolutely. I think, you know what, I would even say of one of the pack individuals I was showing earlier, I definitely think Nala has like some of the packs that Nala interacts with, some of the pack mates that Nala interacts with the most started out as like business contracts, and then after a while they're like, oh, we're such homies, we just get each other, you know, hey, let's go vacationing together. yeah really get each other. This is my sibling from another parent. How does romance work in this universe? You need to be in the same pack as the person you like. So that's like complicated, right? I think, do you want, so I guess like, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I think for romance, my immediately instinctual thought is that not everyone is in a pack with their romantic partner. I think for various reasons, right? So for one, you are limited to how many packs you can make simply because like you have to maintain the packs you create. So sometimes it's like you just don't have time to have like infinite packs. And so sometimes when you get into a romantic relationship with someone, maybe you're like, you know, we just started dating, I don't necessarily know if this is like a person I want to like, I'm like super like serious about. Maybe like come back in like maybe like 4 months and we can like kind of determine if we want to be in a pack with each other. And also sometimes it's like if you work a specific job that like maybe it would be more advantageous for you to have packs with like other types, like it would be more advantageous for you to have more business packs as opposed to like more like leisure. I don't want to say leisure. Like, yeah, like it would be more advantageous for you to have more business packs. Maybe you'll have to like look at things very seriously and okay, maybe I need to prioritize business packs here. So it's complicated. I think it's not necessarily like, oh, like you have to be in like a pack with your partner. It's fun to hear explanation every. When you start going over it again, my neurons just start firing. Hell yeah, yeah. I think it's also good to re-explain it multiple times, because I think every single time I do explain it, I am kind of like figuring out how to explain it better. So that's good. That's good. Forbidden, non-legal. Well, pack foraging is actually not something that has to be done legally. I guess it's not something that you have to like put down onto like court paper. I'm in a pack with this person. Pack foraging is more like a personal thing that you do, because I think like if you were to make it like a thing that you have to like tell the government every time, it would be too much paperwork, simply because I think the average person probably has like at least 4 packs. I think at minimum most people have like at least 2. If you only have 1 packed, that's fine. But I think people would be like, oh, you only have 1. And then I think some really ambitious people would be like, I have 8 packs. And like that's like, oh, you're starting to get into some real like, how are you managing all of this? Like 8 is definitely like, oh, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Go ahead and move these stairs here, because also it's like I've actually incorporated I've incorporated a system that this incentivizes you to not make a bunch of packs and then just neglect them. So you can actually experience a magical whiplash if you break your packs. So it's very interesting. If it's a little bit punishing, because when you make packs, it's almost like, you know how like when you break up with someone in real life, or like your friendship goes sour and your friend's like, let's not be friends anymore. Like that's already crippling from like an emotional sense. So now you're being punished not just emotionally, but actually like magically as well. Magically. It's like a double whammy. It's like you're getting extra just obliterated. So that's like a little bit of like incentive to not be just like someone that's just like, here is my I guess like army of people that I have conned into making packs with me, and I'm just like farming the packed energy, because that's definitely something that could possibly be done, but like the way that the system is set up makes it so that you can't just try to forge your own, like you can't just try to make a pyramid scheme of like packs. Oh. That's not even a full day with each. So true, Cathal. You would have to min-max. And also, I think like people would also like, if you went like, I have 8 packs, I think people would be like, raises an eyebrow. You're not you're not spending adequate amounts of time with like your pack mates, are you? Like you're probably have just like very like shallow relationships. People can get judgy about it, I would think. Yeah, they would be like, are you hey, are you even spending time with these people? If the IRS can track every single purchase, the government can track 8 things. What are the punishments? Punishments is just like magical whiplash, so like it can be really bad. It's like catching a really bad cold. If it's really, really bad, so like if I have it currently set up where like if you break a really strong pack bond, like a bond where it's how to phrase this right. So like when you first start a pact, I'm just imagining maybe if you were to put a number on it, you could be like, oh, like level 1, right? Level 1 pact. You were kind of just getting to know each other. You barely know each other. Maybe like as you get really, really deep, maybe it's like, I don't know, you're like level 5 now. if you break the pack while it's still level 1, worst case is that it's like you get really sick for like the magic whiplash is bad for you, you get a little sick. If you break it at like level 5, you would end up in the hospital. It could potentially be fatal if it's like really like a high level bond that gets broken, but that's also like really hard. Why would it get broken, right? It would have to be like really extenuating circumstances. Or like, I guess like if the chances of like something like such a high level bond just snapping, like it would be unusual. So like if two people are like, we don't want to be in a pack with each other anymore for some reason, sure, you would start to try and like slowly, naturally like distance yourself in like an amiable way so that your pact goes from 5 back down to 1. So you would go through like a process of like amicably trying to let the bond naturally wane back to like a If the IRS can track every single purchase, the government can track. That's true. I guess it's like the way I pictured it though is that like packs have been something that people have just always been doing since, I don't want to say time immemorial. It's just more like they've been doing it for like a very long time. And sometimes I think like sometimes just like kids will just make bonds with each other and be like, we're pack mates now, and then their parents will be like, oh, you maybe shouldn't have jumped into that so fast. So it's like pack forging requires to a certain degree like a little bit of knowledge for like how to create it, but ultimately it's like a natural magical process. So I don't know if it's like, I think because it's something that is natural and not something that has been created by like the government. I don't know. Cause wait, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think marriage is necessarily something created by the government. Yeah. I have to think about this then. Maybe there are certain governments in my world that do keep track of like who you are in a pack with. I mean, I imagine the bureaucracy of it all would be terrifying, especially if you are someone who is more prone to like not sticking with your packs for too long. It would definitely be like, what do you mean I have to like what do you mean we have to go for the government before we make our packs? What the hell? When all your packs gang up on you to break up with you at the same time. Oh, that would kill you. Real quick, name all your pack mates. If they all break up with you at once, I think that would actually kill you. Like it would actually just fucking, you would be gone. It'd be over for you. So I guess like there's definitely a very strong incentive in this world to choose your friends carefully. I mean, at least your packmates carefully. 1, choose your packmates carefully, and 2, I guess like don't be an asshole. So there's like, you're very motivated from like a from a world building perspective to not fuck it up, boy. Woo. When you use friend group, a humor in friend group is like, what do you mean? When you use friend group A humor and friend group B meme, 100% existence universe? Wait, tell me more about that. When you say unusual, do you want the audience to not think about it, or are you going to use that as a future plot element? I think I created that as like just for me to understand what would happen if you break a really high level bond, and like how people would really value maintaining their bonds and not breaking up their packs in like just like a fit of emotion. I think people would be like people would treat it very seriously, I think, even more seriously than like how we currently treat our important relationships. I think that's maybe that's why I world built that. I don't know if that's gonna come up in the story. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I think no matter what route you choose to build the main character Taba, I don't think Taba would break a high level bond, because I think that would be a bit of a, how to say, I don't want to say it's a foolish decision, because I think when stuff like that happens, it's not necessarily like anyone's, it's like, it's not just one person's fault, but also it's like, oh, like I don't think, I doubt this would come up in the story, because I don't think it would get to that point, basically. But I think it was necessary world building for me to do, just to understand the limitations of like a magical system I had created. The one Dragon Ball Z image, Yamcha dead on the ground, so true, Cathal. Like, if all your pack mates broke up with you, that would actually kill you. It'd kill you, you would Yamcha die. You would just die-zing. I will admit, in some of these frames, this character looks like a wolf. It's not just you, I also see it. I think, you know, I'll get better at drawing lemur deers at some point. Oh yeah, this particular species, they're kind of like lemur deers. So they come from a place where a lot of the environment is like really steep. You got some really steep cliffs everywhere all the time, and a lot of trees. So they do a lot of like climbing. So they're kind of like lemurs. They're like great with like climbing in trees, but also their feet are hooves, but they're the kind of hooves that like mountain goats have. So they're like a cross kind of between a mountain goat and like a lemur. And somehow I gave them antlers, and I didn't give them ram horns. I just decided I wanted antlers, so they have antlers. Friend group A humor is, well, what you're comfortable saying to a select few. Oh, okay, inside jokes, insults, and things you wouldn't say in front of your parents. Friend group B is more censored. Okay. That makes sense. I'm gonna have this deer. They're feeling it. I'm gonna have them hold the pie. Yes, they're holding a pie. This pie that they're holding is called Vickberry pie. Yes, I'm not quite sure where the name came from or is based off of. Naming in this world is really hard because there's many languages, and I have to keep making up new words for many items like pies. Vickberry pie. I imagine so the flavor of Vickberry pie, I'm kind of imagining it a little bit as like maybe like cranberry but less sour. That's kind of how I am imagining it. It has like a deeper purple color. It's like pretty popular. Okay, I think they're gonna hold it with like both. Okay. They pull it out. Walking this way. Okay, never mind. They're not holding it. That wouldn't make sense. They would be holding it maybe like here. It would be here. They're walking. Ooh, I fucked up the perspective. It's fine. So this would be, I think, how they would look. They wouldn't be like, it would be like this. Okay, there's hope. Because basically what they're doing is they're walking up here, right? So I need a frame where they're like here. Walk, fashion baby. And then the next frame would be... Whoa! I made the deer too tall. I'm like, what's wrong here? Something's wrong. Oh, the deer's too tall. I'm gonna shorten you. I am a tree! So true. The antlers skew the design so much. Yeah. It's like a lemur mountain goat antlers. I didn't want it to specifically be like this is a specific creature, I guess. I wanted it to be like a little ambiguous as to this creature is. I have a few species that are like it's just this creature, like the moth, for example. I have a species like this is just a moth that can talk. But I didn't want too many species that were like this is just earth creature but talks. So I'm like I have to like kind of like merge some of these together and make it like a little more ambiguous as to what they... Wait, what is... Yeah. It's become a Chad? You're so tall now? So true. I'm excited for like them going up the stairs. That could be really good. That could be like fun to draw as well. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say it's more fun if it's like in front of the stairs. And then the legs are actually kind of like... Oh, maybe it's like the other... Yeah, I'll just do that. Not perfect. Why do I not give homages to people and stuff for naming schemes? I could. This is actually something I could do. I guess like currently a lot of the different cultures are like not English. There's not a culture that speaks English in this world. Everything is just English because it's like translated for us. But yeah, you know, that could be something. That could be it's like little jokes just to make it easier to name things. It's like everything's just a homage. I'm just homaging some of my favorite things here, but I like changed the spelling. So like instead of saying like I don't know, what's like something I don't know, I'll think of something. But yeah, no, I totally get what you mean. How tall is a deer supposed to be? It's supposed to be waist height. They're supposed to be waist height, which I think, you know, still reflects here. They're like a little taller than waist height. It's like the frame. Tall are you? Okay, you're like not waist height. You're like belly height. You're like belly, lower chest height, kind of. That works. Thinking about this pie makes me want to eat pie. Oh, yummy. Oh, to have Vicberry pie. I will confess, like, part of me is like excited to one day try to recreate some of these food items that I've created for this world. There's like some food items that are like really, really fun looking. I think my favorite, oh wait, hold on. Lucky asked a question. My favorite custom species. So my favorite custom That's hard. There's a lot of fun species. I don't know if I have a favorite. I'm just gonna say that right now. I know that's a cop-out answer, but I seriously don't think I have one because I think like there are some species where it's like, oh, like I think the species is like a fun concept, but also it's like I like the magic from like different species. But okay, if I were to say like one species that I do enjoy, oh, this would be fun. I want to tell you guys about this. Okay, there's a species that looks like this. They look like that. Now hold on. Stay with me here. The reason why they look like this is because a long time ago, a different species who is able to kind of like this other species in like current day times and like in most situations, their ability is that they can kind of like revitalize things a little bit. So they're really good at like they're a little bit almost like druids a little bit, kind of. The species I'm talking about is like the snail species. They look like this. I know I said snail species, and I know this looks nothing like a snail species. Oh, wait, they have hands, they have hands. Some variations of this snail species have like poisonous hands, so they're always wearing gloves. You say that's a hat? Wait, hang in there. Okay, hold on. Let me explain. Okay. Normally they're really good for like if you're like in ye old days where people like need defenses. They're really good at like just kind of like making vines grow into like a very hard to pass terrain, you know, very D&D-esque actually. But the really good ones, the ones that have like truly honed their craft to like an incredible degree, they can actually like they can keep people alive and stuff like that. Like they can like breathe life into things that are like already like not like should be dead. So this particular individual was so powerful, they were basically creating almost like necromantic beasts to like fight with them in battle, and it would be created from like the carcasses of like, you know, dead things around them. So like one of the little necromantic beasts, like usually they don't live very long, right? Because they're like completely just like they're surviving off of the magic. They're barely hanging in there. Nothing in this little creature is like meant to function. Like the organs are all messed up. It's like cobbled together, truly. But one of these little guys survived long enough inside of this dungeon to stumble into like an artifact, and this artifact is like great for like cloning. So this creature for years and years has just been cloning themselves. So they've just been living because they keep cloning themselves. And like, of course, they'll meet other people that are just like, oh, you poor thing. You're like, oh, you're not doing super great, are you? Here, let me see if I can like perform some surgery and like help fix up your organs a little bit. So like over time, just like through the goodwill and like kindness of other people, they are actually like functional now. They're like a fully functional little guy, but they can't reproduce. And like the only way that they reproduce is like through continuing to use this like ancient sacred artifact that they have continued to protect. Like all these little guys are just protecting this like artifact. It's hidden somewhere in the world. people outside don't really know where it is. They're all just protecting this thing. They're all like, we will protect this little guy. We will protect. But I think like now if they do want to reproduce, it's possible because they have like DNA. They're able to like extract DNA from like different species to create like new life forms. In fact, like the main character Taba's parents are of different species. So like one parent is like a bird, right? One's a bird, and then the other one is like a Medusa octopus kind of creature. Where's this? There we go. Here's my. Oh, but anyways, yeah, that's my explanation for like the little, basically a little zombie creature that has survived through the many decades. I guess sheer luck, honestly. Sheer luck and the goodwill of others. Bro is only alive because of the kindness of strangers. So true, Rotary. So true. Can I use a unit of measurement that isn't another fictional species? You bring up a great point, Fucky. Oh, fuck. So... For our unit of measurement, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's like, or maybe like, oh shoot, I'm not super good at measurements in Earth terms as well. How tall is 3 foot? 3.5 feet? 4 feet? 3.5 to 4 feet? If we're going by metric system, maybe like meter 1.25 meters? Maybe? That's maybe not the best way to. Maybe that's a little too tall. Maybe it's more like 1.1. I'm trying to imagine. A meter's probably this. It's taller than a meter. They're taller than a meter. They're actually kind of large. They're like a sizable lemur. Lemurs are usually much shorter than this. They're medium sized. They're Gen size? No, not as tall as Gen. Not as tall as Gen. Not as tall as Gen. Shorter than Gen. What the heck? Oh. Hello, Pan. Welcome. So happy to see you. And then this, Simon. Oh, Jen is a friend of mine. Jen is another streamer. Hey, if you want to check out Jen, search up Jen on twitch.tv. It's just Jen and then Jen together. It's double Gens. Search up Jen on twitch.tv. I'm a big fan of her. She's so funny. She's so cute. It's just like a real goofy entertainer. Love her. I love Jen so much. Oh shit, it's like 4:47. I might BRB in just a moment to just like do a little bit of prep for cooking. I want to spend a little bit more time streaming today because I started so late. This would be more. But yeah, I'll be back after I be preparing some some cooking. I think I'm gonna have to try air frying some. I'm gonna be like, I'm so excited! It's coming together, bro! This is like a weirdly hard sequence. I keep doing this to myself. I'm just like, I'm gonna show world building and how it works, and I'm just going to depict all of these world building things I've done, but as a result, it's definitely like, oh, this is hard to draw. There's a lot of drawing I gotta do, but it's okay. Every time I do this, I get stronger. I become more powerful. I am becoming stronger. It's a visually interesting scene, but it seems like a pain to draw. You are so right. You are so right. I keep doing that. I'm just like, oh. But I mean, like, this is definitely like my first update, right? So it's more difficult, I think, because I was making amateur decisions in terms of the shots I was choosing. I was choosing shots that I think would be fine if people didn't have to draw it. If they were like shots you could just take with like film, these would be great shots. I was definitely trained to choose storyboard shots that work well for film, so having to like rethink how I choose my shots for animation has definitely been a bit of a learning curve, but it's all good. I'm gonna be better at this next time. It's gonna be great. Oh, if you'll notice too, I tried to set up this character's teeth so that it reads more as like how, I guess, like how like deers and like other gosh, what do they call the creatures that have hooves? Bovines are specifically like of the ox family, right? I'm not talking about bovines. I'm talking about just like creatures that have hooves. They have like a front pair of teeth, and they have like back chew teeth. So I wanted to make sure that I like depicted that because I felt like that was kind of fun. Like, oh, yes, this species does not have teeth all the way. You have a little gap. I feel like maybe I put. It's fine. I'm muttering to myself. This is a crucial part of my creative process, which I mutter. Ungulate? Oh, is that creatures that have hooves? Okay. Yeah. Yes, that thing you just said. Absolutely, that thing you just said. fun angle, and by fun angle I do mean a little bit tougher, but I'm gonna make it happen. I think maybe hey! Wow, I've really gotten better at doing fabrics. I'm really happy about that, actually. And then there's like a little bit of creasing happening back here because like a lot of folds happening. Crease, 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 crease. But because this is being lifted up, I'm gonna go ahead and say I think there's like that's kind of how the fabric is flowing. And I'm going to try to show perspective using this little like belt that the creature's got on. I need to stop saying creature, I need to start saying person, or I'll... And then it's being creased up this way because the foot is lifted. Ooh, in fact, I would even say, I think this would be more like this. Because it looks up to... Oh shoot, and then the tail would come out this way. Ungulate is a hoofed animal? Oh, I'm learning so much! Thank you, Rotary. That's very interesting. Oh, I'm so excited. All of this. I can't wait to finish this and then have you guys vote on the personality. Oh, but again, as a heads up, I feel like I have to keep mentioning this. To vote, it will be a Patreon tier. It'll be like a $2 Patreon tier. I have to earn money from this somehow. In a perfect world, it would probably be free. But alas. I also feel like I definitely want to Alright, I don't know where I was going with that. I had a thought, it's gone now. Okay, I'm making sure that this container is not changing size as we go. Okay, it's like that, it's like that. Okay, no, this looks consistent. I always gotta make sure that I'm not changing the size too much. This hoof, I want it to be like tilt please, like this, and then this can be there. Thank you, Rotary. Thank you. No, this is a really loose pan, so I don't think you would get this fold. Well, maybe you still would. I'm gonna fold it. Wow, we're making great progress. Yippee! I'm gonna put a little matte layer on them. We can how it looks. Nice, 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 nice. Wow. Yeah, next update, you're gonna see way different types of frames. It's gonna be way easier for me to draw. But for now, I will cherish the amount of effort it takes to make all of this happen and how fun it looks at the end. Yippee! Ah. Kind of random question, but have I consumed the Fate series at all? So I watched a little bit of, I think, Unlimited Blade Works. Only a little bit. Yeah, I think that's main. I've watched a little bit of Unlimited Blade Works and I have not played Grand Order. Grand Order is the gacha, right? I haven't played it. I kind of know the basic premise of it a little bit, where it's like you're summoning old people. Sorry, not old people. Sorry, not old people. You're summoning dead people, but you summon them as like hot anime characters, and they help you fight. And you're supposed to. It's like a battle royale. You're supposed to try to like beat the other people and like get rid of the rest of them. But the original game was very much like a dating sim, from what I understand. So I guess you could kill them or you could date them. I guess one or the other. What animals are still feral in this universe? There's a lot of animals that are not sentient in this universe. They actually have a system in this universe where it's like an internationally agreed upon rating system for like the species in this world. So if you so there's like certain tiers of sentience where it's like, okay, if you're in this tier, you don't I guess like you can farm the animals in these tiers, but once you hit a certain tier, it's like you can't farm these animals anymore. And then when you hit like a certain tier, it's like this is a fully sentient species and they are a part of society. And yeah, but there's also like there are species that have become more sentient over time, and there are scientists and there are like experts that are working with these various species. And like, I guess like seeing if they will become sentient, and if so, welcoming them into society, helping them to integrate into like the various structures that have already been put into place. In fact, I think it would be very fun if there is like one sentient species that like there's like a species that like graduates into like a level of sentience that can be included in society, and that's like one of the classmates that the main character will have later on in the series. I could kill them or date them? Okay. Am I not wrong about that in regards to Fate, the Fate series? The Fate series is interesting. Okay, it's not my fault, okay? I'm not the one who wrote the Fate series, okay? It's you know, it's not my fault. Oh wait, hold on. I do realize I think I need to make this smaller. I'm gonna redo the map layer for this. Okay, that looks more accurate because they're coming closer to camera and then they're moving further. Here. Now I'm going to actually get rid of the matte layer here, only so that if I put on onion skin, it'll look more clean. Move this up a little. Oh, accidentally I've created maybe interesting look. Sure. There's stuff that happens here, but it's off frame, so this border is like the edge of the frame, so I'm not gonna bother depicting the animal. I'm going to draw the approximate design of the face, and we're gonna move on. We have the same knowledge on the series then. My friend was begging me to try the visual novel and I caved and I spent like 2 hours last night trying to figure out how to install it. Oh no! Oh, Rotary. Well, did you succeed? I hope you succeeded. Hopefully it went well. Further, go further away. In fact, I almost want to say for the shoulders, probably. Ooh, the hungy pains are really coming for me. Feeling it. I'm gonna want to keep working on this, right? Well, you know, one of my teachers used to insist that like, oh, like the best strategy to be more productive at boards is to always like pause your boards in the middle of frame. Because if you pause your boards in the middle of frames, it's easier for you to jump back in when you come back from your break because you know exactly where to start. Whereas if you start your boards, if you like finish your boards, like that's also fine, but it's also like, wait, I'm trying to figure out. Is there a hole? There's a hole in the pants. Okay. I'm deciding, is there a hole in the pants that you buckle the top of? Yes. You know, just hang. Is it a hole in the pants or are the pants just lower on the back? No, there's yeah, so I'm gonna do a BRB midway through drawing this person. I'll be back. You finished installing it earlier today. Okay. Who knew trying to get a VM from 2004 with no official English translation would be hard? Huh? Oh, rotary. Oh no. That's rough. This is a strange question, but do I remember my teacher's resume? Yeah. He worked for third floor, which is a pre-viz company, and he did boards for stuff like Guardians. No, yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. It's that Marvel movie, right? With like there's like a raccoon and then there's like a big tree. He did boards for those. He also did boards for I just remember him working on Guardians of the Galaxy the most because he would give examples from the movie. Yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh shoot, am I? Oh, sorry. I was looking at my model and being like, oh shit, my model's not opening their mouth. Is it because I'm too quiet? But okay, I think I'm fine. Yeah, the one with the tree too. Wait, okay, I'm also gonna go to a frame that like background. Easier to see the beard on it. I'm gonna be back. It's gonna take, I'm gonna say, at least like 10. So, see you guys in a bit. Hello, I have returned. Oh, hello. Hi, hi, hi. Let me get rid of the credits here. Hey, I'm back. Hope everything has been going well for you guys. I have completed all my duties. I should leave for the next however long I continue to stream. I can see myself going for like at least another hour. Not like an hour and a half? 2 hours? Who knows? Hello, Rotary! Hope things are going well for you. Oh, Rotary, have you seen Fauna's Minecraft stream? The 1. Her 1.0 back in time April Fool's Minecraft stream? What a brilliant idea. Really just like, wow. What a great stream concept. So innovative. Truly just like hilarious. Here. Yeah, I think that's just so brilliant. I love it when VTubers do cool shit. Ooh, I'm gonna go ahead and mark the boards I did last week as done. That color to default color, and then I'm gonna go here. We finished these frames are done. These frames are definitely done. I'm gonna set these as green. The colors to green, and then here we haven't finished these yet because we still have like background characters that we need to add, right? Don't you worry. Soon we will have a bunch of these frames that are also done. It has such an energy. It did. So true. Fauna do be cooking. I'm really enjoying a lot of Fauna's streams. I heard that during Valentine's Day she had like a Venetian rowboat experience, and you would imagine that it would be romantic, but it was just her pretending to be the person rowing the boat. Venetian gondola driver. Gondola? That's not what it's called. You know what I'm saying. Gondola. Rotary, if you could shapeshift, are there certain things you'd like to shapeshift into? I'm just asking this because I have been slowly gathering data. About the kind of shapeshifting that people would do. It's always very interesting to hear. I think everyone has like very different tastes. I had a friend that was like, oh yeah, like I want to turn into just a bunch of snakes. I love them. I had another friend that was like, I want to be like an object head, but the object head is just like a big ball of static where the head should be. I'm like, okay. I feel like if I lived in the world of Interconnections, I would shapeshift frequently into just like whatever suits my fancy, but I think I would always default back into just like a very like just a dude, just like a little guy. Just like a very just like this hoof would be here. I think they're too small. Hold on, I'm gonna fix them. Yeah, there. Yeah, I think just like I would just want something that like is like serviceable as an appearance. Maybe just something that's just like conventionally attractive, and then just kind of like call it there and just be like, yes, this is good. But I definitely think that there will be days where I'm like, oh, I want to look like, I don't know, some interesting character that I designed the other day. I could definitely see myself as someone who uses shapeshifting fairly frequently. I can definitely also imagine like a scenario where like some people don't really shapeshift that much, or they only shapeshift enough to like serve as like makeup. like nicer makeup. A snake! Okay, that's fun, that's fun. That's very, very fun. We love to see it. Would you be a snake with hands? Oh, snake with pincers? Well, pincers aren't maybe a little bit less useful than hands. Ooh, okay. This is gonna be some slight foreshortening going on. Definitely someone that would shapeshift. To see myself also shapeshifting into like I'd love to be just like a little mascot, sometimes too, like a Pokemon character could be very fun. A Pokemon-esque kind of character, a little creature. I could definitely see myself shitposting as well, just being like, I'm like this cute little mushroom character, but I have very long legs. My goodness, I think we've done it, folks. Could this be? Are we at the end? Oh fuck, wait. We're almost there. I've messed up the hand a little bit. Asatosh, thank you so much! Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you're having a nice day. Thank you for the kind compliment. Whoa! Zoomed in too much. Let's see. So I think we are just about done with these frames. Let's see if the animation works. Well, animation, but like the sequence works. Oh. of me to wish that this was like a little bit more pushed. And then the lake here be altered. And I'll fix the matte layer. Hawkeye. I do like that a bit more. It's a little bit more exaggerated. Okay, so first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna fix the gray background so that they're across all of them. I wish there was a way to make it so that Storyboard Pro didn't just have like gray backgrounds. Sorry, didn't have gray background. Didn't have just like plain white background. I wish I could just set the default background to gray like this, but that's okay. It is what it is. So let's move the foreground into frame. My gut instinct wants me to put this like here, but I don't like that it covers up the table, so we're gonna move it back. This probably. Be honest, I wouldn't do anything crazy if I could shapeshift. At most, I turn into a mirrored version of myself and see if people. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. That's fun. Yeah, totally understandable. I think it's just like, you know, sometimes given the choice to shapeshift, it's kind of like sometimes I think the novelty would wear off very quickly. Oh, you know what? We could make the foreground character a little blurrier, because I think it would make it a little less distracting. Do that. I'm going to convert to bitmap. Fuzz it. Apply effect. Do I actually like this? I think what's throwing me off about the foreground is that there's no shift in movement. There's a lot that's going on in the background. I need there to be movement, but I need to like figure out how. Okay, so I think what needs to happen here is I want this arm to go up. It just fits with some of the dialogue I've already got going. Just needs some movement. It's gonna be weird. Movement here. It doesn't even need to be. Yeah, I won't even blur it. The blur is more distracting. It kind of does feel that way, doesn't it? Okay, no blur then. Shift. Oh. Then I'll have me cheating the movements. I'm just like ah. Yeah, the slight movements will all be just like slight wiggling, make it look like there's actually movement. I'll just have him wiggle a bit more here. So slight shift in movement, please. The side a bit. It's all coming together, you guys. We're cheating our way into something a little more natural looking. Work smarter, not harder. So true. I'll leave it for now. I think it might be too much movement. It's fine. Okay. And then we want... Could I just have the tentacles sit here? Probably not. I'll make the changes in a moment. The nice thing about tentacles though is that they're kind of easy to manipulate. You just transform them slightly. Oops, me. Let's get a little bit of that. Oh. Oh, it's this every time. For here, even do like a little shift backwards. Okay. Yeah, alright. Wait, I think we're good now. Okay. Wow, wow, wow. Got it. Wow! I think we're done with this sequence. I just have to kind of like figure out if I like where the camera is placed. Do I like it more if the camera... I don't like that it cuts off a little bit. I think this is the shot. I can always change it later, but this feels good. Wow, we did it! Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh! Yeah, that's the spice. It just felt better to have the foot in frame. Because I felt like without the foot in frame, it just felt a little weird, like the camera was cutting off at the ankles, and I was like, I gotta at least have the starting frame be not like that. Now we're working on this one. We're gonna start with the background first, I believe. So this is the... Wow. This is greatly unfortunate. I'm going to redo some of these frames here. I want it to be very clear what the forms are doing. If it's not clear and it's not accurate to the shape, then it's gonna translate to put detail into it. The little movements from the character in the foreground adds a lot. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Abba, you're like. Like baby mom. Something like that. You are like. So the perspective's really low. I'm gonna say it's something like here. That looks about right. I'm not going to try to freehand this. I'm going to actually pull out my 3D scene reference for this. Otherwise, I'm going to get my ass beat. Pop open. This is kind of where the shot is. Hear me? Oh. I think this is it. Ignore this. Oh, this could be like a fun way to... I could maybe cheat things a little bit so that you can actually see the stained glass in the background. I have to design this thing. Do I have a design for it? This back here, that's stained glass. 3D references are such lifesavers. So true. Yeah. That. It's also quite nice because ink also shows me the distortion going from like... It also shows me the distortion of the vertical distortion, yes. The columns are kind of pointing towards each other. We were to kind of like sketch out all of this, like oh, and there's ramps. This is such a fucking fancy shot. This is gonna be a really detailed. I can already tell. No, I just gotta think about it. I want it to. Obviously, this is like maybe too much detail. Right? This isn't like a. If this was like a evil villain lounging on their chair, this could definitely be the shot for it. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna only kind of map out the vaguest shapes of the background with like a light color. Okay, let's get to it. Flower shape. Wow. Rotary, what drew you into playing Grand Blue? Was it just like Jen's shilling for the game, or was it also like see any characters? I don't know if we've had this conversation. I don't think we have. There's also like some fancy. I'm not gonna worry much about it. I have a button I can press that activates all the fancy roof things. Okay, wait, actually this is really... Go ahead and put a screenshot of this. The moment I'm gonna BRB once again, so I can grab some of the food I made. I'm like so hungry I could eat a horse. Body's like, you want to eat so bad. I'm like, so true, I want to eat so bad. Let's see, last year you only played it for the few rolls. Okay, that's true. Alright, and then it kind of pulled you in, you said? Okay. It do pull you in, it really does. It snatches you up. But okay, you know, wonderful, wonderful. Hope you got some really last year. I'm sure you did. I probably saw some of your polls in the gacha channel. I just cannot bring to mind what. Oh, and then you also played the What Makes the Sky Blue, right? Yeah, you also played that, and we were just like, yay! Rotary's playing What Makes the Sky Blue! Stuck here with snap. Heck yeah, Rotary! Welcome, welcome. You're stuck here with us. It's quite good though, isn't it? What Makes the Sky Blue was a very fun series. A lot of like sad mining now. I'm glad you enjoy Belial. He's such a... What a stinky character. Has any character ever stenched so hard? I mean, there probably are. They're likable. Oh, you're shy? You don't post your roles? Understandable. Understandable. Hey! Glad you enjoyed. Really, really glad you enjoyed. Alright, that's good. There we go, there's the background. Simple enough. There's some like dimension. I think anyone seeing this would also be like, whoa, what's all this? And I too would be like, I know it's a lot. Hi, Bucky. Hi. Oh, whenever you get sore belly, that's over for you. Belial's quite good. I can't wait for Belial to be a thing. I'm gonna center this, only so that it will look a little bit better. And let's do the characters. Oh, I need to do the ropes too. I'll do the ropes after I put in the something like that. The characters, make it in black. We'll make it in black. Let me see if I can get like any frames of how Taba looked before. To be fair, I don't think I maybe don't have to reference the other previous frames. I think this reference I have currently for Taba is like close enough. Actually, I do need to see Taba's eyes. Taba's eyes. I wouldn't happen to know any retired artist streamers? That's a very specific question. I mean, what do you mean by like a retired artist streamer? Someone who like doesn't stream anymore? I mean, I think there's a lot of artists like that, right? Well, actually, now that I think about it, I'm not sure if I know any artist streamers who don't stream anymore. Like, personally. I think they all still stream because it's so easy to stream as an artist. You're just sharing the work you're doing. I think being like a gamer streamer is a little bit easier to quit because it's like, you know, sometimes you run out of juice and you don't want to play video games all the time. Audience. Whereas for drawing, it's like a little bit different. Like maybe you don't want to stream your art today, but like on like a different day, you could be like, sure, I'll do it. How about you are so small? Your shoulders go to like here. Bye. I could. Sorry, move them down here. Okay, and then there's like a little bit that goes like this. Dang it? Hmm? Are you looking for like artists that no longer stream? I'm trying to think of any art. Like I know like Helly on White doesn't stream that much. But I don't think Helly streamed that much to begin with. Move area. TV mode. Doing that anime thing where like in some frames where I do want to show both eyes, but then if I don't, I just have the hair cover it. You should find a retired artist before you do anything. What are you looking to do? Like in this frame, I wanted top linking, right? Do I have top up linking there? Ooh, you know what? I think Taba, I have these designs so that you can like comfortably. Eesh. Are they hiding a third eye? Nah, they just have really, really like messy hair. This was the hairstyle that was selected by you guys, by chat, many months ago. It was like various hairstyles to choose from, and then you guys were like, I want this one. I'm like, okay. I guess it gives like, it lends an air of mystery, which is quite fun. It lends an air of like mystery, and also maybe of like a little bit of like wildness as well, right? Because the hair is very like disheveled. It's a good look. It's a fun look. I think the neck's too long. Drawing some really long necks lately. How about I'm going to lower you onto your shorter neck. That looks right. That looks right. Oh, you want to do content creation? I mean, sure, totally. Well, I guess like from what I understand, I think people who quit content creation, it's not as much like what not to do, but it's more like they wanted to do something else. So it's more like a personal. Like people who really enjoy content creations. Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm not quite sure how helpful it would be to artists that have stopped creating content. Not sure how helpful that. Program was saving, but slowed down for a moment. Content creation, I think the best way to grow is just to kind of see other content creators you like. And then trying to match them in terms of the production quality, the upload quality, and also just I think for me, my own personal opinion is that it's good to have until you become big enough to branch into. That's only like one way to do it. I think ultimately a lot of it is up to luck, but to enhance the luck that you are, to enhance your rates, it's good to stick to something. That's just my opinion, based off of like what I've seen personally. looking for a reference. I'm like, where'd it go? Oh, it's up here. I have found the reference. Content creation is interesting because I think it's like, it's not something you can really like fail out of, question mark. You can't really fail at like content creation. I mean, you kind of can, but also it's very much like if you just persist at it, right? You'll be fine. It's a little different than like taking a test or now so smaller. Oh. I'm like looking at my reference being like, what am I doing here that's different than all the previous versions of this character I've drawn? Something here feels different. Ah. If I have like more reference character that yeah, they kind of just have like rounded cheeks, not very distinct. I think it's close enough. I think it works. Part of me is like trying to also decide how this character will look like as they get older, and then part of me is like, wouldn't it be funny if they had an emo swoop? They just had one eye covered up. That could be very fun. It could be very fun. Yeah, these this particular species, yes, their hair on top does grow. I had a moment where I kind of just like was wondering whether they should have like hair on top of their head that grows. I was like, do I really want that? Do I not want it? I think like after showing some people, they were like, yeah, if you don't put hair on top, it does kind of look like they're bald. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I will put some. Maybe. A little emo swoop. Wait, that's very fun. I've fallen in love with this idea. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. I'm like sitting here wondering, like, do they have... Hey, what's the music like in this world? Do they have emo rock? Is emo rock a constant across all universes? That's peak. Nice. water. No, actually, I think I remember this character doesn't even have their hands on. Emo rock is inevitable across all timelines. So good. Rotary, have you been keeping up with Dimension 20's junior year? I don't know why. It's like every time we talk about rock, my brain is like Figaro Faith. Emo rock being a multiverse singularity does technically make sense. I'm very fond of this. Do you think it's also used? Do you think they also use like similar instruments, or do they use like different? I have like different instruments in this universe, I guess, to begin with. I don't know if there is a guitar, but there is something that is like similar. There's like several instruments that are like similar-ish to a guitar, but not quite. I think the most important part of like emo rock, right, is maybe the texture of the sound. I think no matter what, they should be using instruments that have maybe like a more aggressive tone to them, maybe that's like the constant. You haven't? Is it good? I really enjoy Junior Year. Junior Year is very fun. I'm very into it. I'm very, very into it. I think it's the best Fantasy High year. I think Brennan has grown a lot as a story. Music is the movement of molecules. As long as there is matter in space, you can make music. Totally, yeah. I think music definitely exists in my world for sure, like, no matter what. But I guess I'm just wondering, like, is it different in any way? Would you say, like, maybe I'm just imagining, like, what if, like, emo rock in this world, it's using, like, almost orchestral music, but the way that they're putting it together still lends it the very aggressive atmosphere to it. And like, emo rock, I guess, has always been kind of like going against the tide of what current popular music is a little bit, I think historically, right? And it's always been about like rebellion to a certain degree. So I'm just like, interesting. Would it be, I guess I would have to figure out what the conventional like popular music would be, and like what are the beliefs about music in this world, and then what would be like the opposite of that, I guess. Just fun thoughts running through my head. I'm just, ooh, would it be different? I don't know. The pie. I mean, I have pie in this universe. I guess, like, in my mind, I'm like, pie is a constant across all universes. There will always be pie! You know, it could actually be really funny if emo rock was made using almost exactly the same instruments and sounds also almost exactly the same as it does here on Earth. Oh shoot, I messed up the perspective. It should be a line. It's so big. What a huge pie. And then what else we need is we need ropes. Where the hand? Row. Other row. I'm just not gonna think too much. think like, you know, I've done enough thinking for today. You guys were right before, by the way. You know, like, thinking is super lame, lol. So I've done enough thinking for today. It's time to draw by vibes. We'll have a MySpace account? No. Wait, that's so old. Lucky. Wait, Lucky, what is compelling you to ask this question? Huh? Why MySpace of all things? Oh, they let you add music to a web page. Oh. A lot of the older sites used to do that. I think like Neopets also had that, right? What's MySpace? Rotary, don't do this to me. Rotary, stop. I'm joking, but also I'm like Rotary. Oh shoot, I've made you too much to the right. I want this to be more of like a straight on two shot, you know what I mean? So let me just go ahead and like move. I don't think they're centered. A bit more. I want the background to maybe be the ropes. You don't think Comic Fury or Webtoon will allow you to add emo rock into a webcomic? Oh, so this is a... I see where you're going with this. Okay, yeah. So this is this will be an animatic, so it'll be played. It'll be like a video. So it'll be on YouTube. This will be on YouTube, and like, yeah, so I guess I could add music to it. The problem is, I just think, I don't know if I got the button for it. But one day it could be really fun to like commission emo rock for my web series and be like, I need you to like, I not only need you to like make some music, but like like if I ever find an artist for this, I'll be like, I want you to like describe to me what you think your character would look like, and I'll put you in the comic as like a celebrity that like makes rock music. I'll do it. I'll freaking do it. I already have one artist that I have worked with. Made like some sample music for my web series. Who I too will include them as some celebrity. You will see posters of their concerts around town. Is there an easy way to commission music? Not really. I don't think there's like a... I don't think we have something for music the same way we have like a VGen or like a Skeb for music. You just gotta commission artists that you know, I suppose, currently. You know, one day I'm sure we'll have something like that. Well, you know, I could be wrong. I just haven't like looked super much into commissioning music. I'm sure there's, you know what? Maybe there is something out there that makes it easier to commission musicians. What is OTK Extreme Plus and why does it matter? So OTK Extreme Plus is like, how do I describe this? So when you play, when we play Guild War, but also, actually before I jump into this, I'm just gonna respond to Vaki because I think we're ending the conversation there. But yes, I agree. I think it's really easy to find artists who can do commissions, but it's just harder, I think, for musicians. I'm not really sure why. But then again, I don't follow that many musicians on social media, so who knows, like maybe if I followed more musicians on social media, I too would be like, oh, not that hard. But yeah, it's definitely a different space. Okay, I'm gonna mention about Granblue now. So OTK Plus is important because when you start the Guild War, there's like there's like a, I'm gonna say there's like a tier 1 of monsters you can fight. If you can kill the tier 1 monster in just a single turn, it unlocks like a tier 1 plus, and the tier 1 plus is the one that like gives you more honors. So a big part about Guild War is basically like you're competing against other crews about like how fast you can gather honors, because overall like whoever gathers honors the fastest essentially wins. The one who's able to gather honor the fastest and also, whoa, what did I do? Okay. One who can gather honor the fastest. One who can gather the fastest and more consistently wins the match. It's not just about speed, I guess. It's also about like how long you can go for. Alright, so now I have this counter. I've been meaning to do something like this because it makes it easier later on to layer objects on top of each other. So we have a counter. I'm just gonna finish adding some ropes, I think. Probably back here. Stretch me down, baby. Oh, I should also be extending these ropes and closing the line. I'm to find a programmer and a musician. I'm wishing you the best, Bucky. You got this. You got this. I think if you can like follow a lot, I think like maybe the best way to go about it, if I had to like on it, I think I know there's like, you know, on Twitter sometimes they have like portfolio days. You should look at the portfolio day tag and also search for programmer. If you're looking to make like a game, like for game dev, you can definitely also search by that. So I will say, I think from what I've seen, a lot of game devs prefer to work on their own project instead of another person's project. It wouldn't hurt to like reach. Yeah, you got this. If you need any help, please feel free to like ask about grids and stuff in the channels. I will admit I'm also a little bit shy. I feel like I don't want to like there's part of me that's just like, Jen is already helping us so much. I don't want to just constantly be asking like, hey Jen, how does my grid look now? Hey, how does it look now? What about now? Huh? How about now? So I'm a little bit like, I don't know if I want to like keep asking about it. But if you ask about it, if we kind of like stagger it, you know, if we stagger it, it'll be like a little less annoying maybe. Hey Thrash! Oh my gosh, it's Thrashy Washy! What a great name. Love it. Love it. What a good name. Love calling Thrash Thrashy Washy. Gonna move. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, no, I don't want these to be too far. This looks like a good distance. I'm gonna actually move these. Good enough. Fill these up. Counter, and it should look like something. Put the characters above the rows. Just where the characters are seated. It's like right. No, you're also good. The pie. Oh shit! It's coming together! I love it when it comes together! Okay. On the row player, I'm gonna add their chairs. So true, Thrash, did you know this? It just makes sense, I think. It just makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. That. Ropes. One more time. Wow! And we did it. We did. Oof. All right. A moment. Going on things are going through my head. I think what's going through my head is I'm like, I need to figure out how to do this not faster, but I need to figure out how to like simplify this. Like I'm just doing full on illustration. Just like fine. I don't mind if I do full. Also like I wouldn't mind simplifying it a bit. I honestly would not mind. Not mind. I'd have to like kind of figure out how. Call this character. Have you seen the people who run their guitar sound through different things to see what it sounds like dirt, mushrooms, and water? What? Wait, I've seen a dude who like fills his guitar with water. I've seen that, but that's kind of like the extent of things. Wow. Interesting. That's very interesting. Tell me more about this person running guitars through mushrooms. What happened? Like, what does it mean to run a guitar through a mushroom, though? Is it like... Is there just like a lot of mushrooms on him now? Do they put mushrooms inside the guitar hole? This is also going to sound, I guess, interesting, but I know the way to figure out better shorthands is to go even slower. So what that means is, like, instead of rushing into how I want to draw the character, I should instead kind of like take my time and kind of just like begin slowly figuring out how I want to draw the character so that it's more, the character is more simplified but still looks how I want it to look. I gotta go slow. I gotta slow down. Let's slow down. And I think like the benefit of slowing down is that eventually like as I become more aware of how I want to draw the characters, then I can speed up again. Do I want the eye like this? I do. As someone who enjoys drawing eyes, I do want to maintain it. What about stuff like this? Oh yes, please show me! I'd love to see. Absolutely. Can you hear this character going wow in your head? They're wowing. They're wowing, they're wowing. Oh, oops, I messed up. And more like... You must protect them? Yeah. Yeah, you know, their personality and all that they are, I leave it in your hands. You know what? I am actually very curious to see what kind of choices people are going to make when it comes to choosing what the character will do. The pie. This is how I feel whenever I see really tasty pie. I'm like, my eyes are like popping out of my skull. I should not trust you with that much responsibility. It's okay. You will share the responsibility of everyone else who votes. Wait, Rotary, did I ever tell you? So what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna make it like a multiple choice thing where it's like everyone gets to kind of like vote what they want the character to do later. And the character's choice will determine part of their personality. It's gonna be like basically you guys are building a part of this character's personality, and I'm building it into the story as like a story choice. We're gonna start with like simpler stuff, and then it's gonna perhaps get into slightly bigger character choice. The worst you could do is make me sad. It's okay. Don't you worry. I've curated the choices so that they're like interesting to work with, right? So like even if you guys choose a choice that makes Taba into like a more difficult to work with character, it's like interesting from a story perspective. So that would still be very good. I guess what I'm saying is you can't make me sad with whatever you vote on. I do, however, reserve the right to laugh at you guys if you guys make Taba make some wild choices and then later on you regret it. I'll just be like, if you didn't want Taba to behave this way, why did you vote for them to behave this way? What do you mean the consequences of your own actions? Well, I'll be like, you wanted Taba to be this way. You chose this as their main character trait all like 2 updates ago. What do you mean you don't like that they're doing? Then I'll be like, luckily they're still a kid, so you can probably, you know, there's always time to change. There's always hope. You can always become a better person. That's so toxic? What do you mean? No, it's not toxic. It's like, you know, the consequences of your own actions. It's like if you choose to make Taba like, I don't know, like what's like a possible thing? So like, I won't, you know what? I'm not gonna talk too much about what Taba could end up being until we get far enough into these boards, because it's what's coming up next. Like, as Taba interacts with this other child, it becomes like a moment where you guys can choose like, yeah, how does Taba interact with other people? Is Taba nice to other kids? Is Taba very like aggressive? Is Taba like Taba a bit of a trickster, you know? Many questions. Separate the puppeteer from the marionette? Okay, that looks good. Oh. So excited. So excited. Yes, this is the level. No, wait. This is the level. No, wait. Oh, oops. Like, where's the hole? Ah! Oh, you know what? I could even push this frame in closer. So this is what the framing looks like. Oh, actually, maybe this is fine. It goes from like... Wait, this actually is maybe fine. I should not push in closer. So sometimes I enjoy pushing in a little bit closer because it's like a moment where you're looking at their reactions. It's like, what are you looking at in this frame? The point is like the reactions. But also I think we're going from such a wide shot. We're going from such a wide shot and then we're being introduced into a separate scene. So this is like the side of the counter, right? And then now it's the top of the counter. We're seeing the characters and then like the pie is being slid in front of their... I feel like going too close into a character's face from one scene to like another scene can be really... So I'm like, I think maybe we're good. I think I'm good with it. I know what's weird. I know exactly what's weird. But let's try changing it. There's like a ever so slight perspective happening. And then it will reveal what the cake looks like. The cake? The pie. Wow, we're knocking out so many frames. I'm gonna take like a moment to kind of like stretch my hands a little bit. 5, 1, 2, 3, 7. Well, wow, 12 frames thus far. What time is it? Oh, it's like 7! Wow. Oh. You know what? I think this is like a good place to stop. I feel like we're on a roll. So part of me is like, we gotta keep going. But also I know like working on such a big project is really important. Even when I don't feel tired yet, only so that I don't... So okay, I'm gonna take a break here. I'm gonna eat lunch so I don't get like too hungry. And afterwards, I'm going to work a bit more. Then next week, I'm hoping I'll have more frames. I'm hoping next week, when you see me again next week, I'll have this done. I'll have maybe this done, and I'll be like here. I'll be like here, and if I do really well, if I really go Super Saiyan mode, and I Super Saiyan mode, parentheses, yet I'm still pacing myself. I'll be here. I'll be like to this. And then we will be on the verge of doing the different like personality choices. Ooh, I rub my hands together. I rub my hands together. Yeah, this stream ended up going a lot longer than usual, and I really enjoy it. I like it. I'm pleased. Coming, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. And yeah. Okay, I am going to... Here, is there anything else? Nope, I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye! I need like an end. I need like an end. Weird to just suddenly cut.